Hey everybody, Stony here, sitting in the Ankh hoop house, December 30th, 33 degrees and icy outside, 65 in here. Came to a decision on the rodent problem in the hoop house. Fill you in on the plan. I'm going to try and piece this together to make it a multi-day video in one to show you what we're going to do, but I'll tell you today what the plan is. Picking up the hardware cloth today, half inch hardware cloth. In the next couple of days, we'll crop everything out of here, both beds. We'll get it all cropped out, and see the little, yeah, right there. I'll put you down in there and show you what the sucker looks like if I can find him. But what we're going to do, we'll crop everything out. If it hadn't been chewed on, we'll use it, of course. If it has been chewed on, it'll either go to the chickens or into the compost. And then we'll take one whole bed, we'll dig it up, put it on the other side, get it leveled, carpet it with the half-inch hardware cloth, tack it to the frame, because this is a permanent hoop house, we don't move it. Tack it to the frame, put the dirt back, and all the dirt from that bed back over here. Then we'll level that out, carpet it with the half-inch hardware cloth, tack it to the frame, put half the soil back there, and then we're going to frame these beds with the same type of material, the treated lumber that we used for the frame. Level them out, refeed the soil, let it freeze for a few days, and then we'll kick the heater on for 3 or 4 days and we'll recrop it. Hoping, well, I know the hardware cloth will keep the rodents from getting back in from the outside, but I'm hoping by moving these beds we'll find any nesting or the rodents themselves, and they'll go bye-bye. So I'm going to try and figure out how to make this continuous so you can watch the progress as we go. And I'll catch up with you in the next step. And we're back in the Ankh hoop house, doing more clean out. Tobacco's all been cut and bagged and taken in to shred. In the process of pulling everything that's been chewed on by our rodents, it'll go into the compost. What we're going to do, let me get down here where you can see what we're doing here. All this beautiful purple stuff here. Any of that is doing well enough and has not been chewed on to be a problem is going to get put into half-gallon pots and put onto the potting tables while this whole hoop house process is going on. Take that out. A few of the spring onions that are doing okay, they're going to come out and go into pots. That'll only be about 4 days while the heat is completely off in here and freezing the rodents out. And time I get done, hopefully today, there won't be any vegetation left in here. Turn all the heaters off, take all of the covers and the watering cans, take everything out of here and just let this totally freeze for 3 or 4 days. And then we'll come back and we'll start working the dirt. So let's get started and get this cleanup done. Alright, so what we're doing, now is we're shoveling all of the dirt and material from this side, piling it over on this side. We've got to get 4 feet from the base, which is right about here, so that we can lay the 4-foot wide 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and we'll attach it to the frame. And then all of this dirt will go back over here on top of the new hardware cloth over to about that point, so we can lay this side out and carpet it with the hardware cloth. And then we'll put half the dirt back and we'll frame it into actual beds. Check in when we're done. Okay, so we got the one side cleaned out. The hardware cloth is laid out and right up to the lip of the frame. Got the compressor going. We're going to use 1-inch staples and attach it, tack it, every between 4 and 8 inches all the way up. We'll leave the middle, this edge, we'll leave it open, tack it all down, and then we'll build our frame. All the dirt here will go over there, all of it, and then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Clear it out, carpet it, tack it, build the frame, and put half the dirt back. Let it sit for a few days. If I wasn't on a time schedule for getting crops done, I would treat this dirt with a heavy solution of 5% vinegar. And I'll show you why. Bindweed. All the grass under here has been killed, but this bindweed is pernicious. You can kill the tops all you want to, but as long as there are roots, it will continue to grow. But I don't have time to treat it, so we'll get it all secured, get the beds filled, and replant it. Check back in a little bit. Okay, here we are, a few days into the hoop house rebuild. You can see the mess, but there's the hardware cloth. It's all been completely done except for a couple of little holes, like right there between the frame brace. We'll fill those in. And then over here, we'll build another bed just like this one. Half of what's in here will go into there, level them out, feed them real good, and then we can move on with the planting. I'll see you when that's done. Alright, back in the Ankh hoop house. As you can see, this bed has been built and filled. Wire mesh laid down all the way up to the edges. Hopefully that solves the rodent problem. This bed here has the overflow from rebuilding the beds. And what I've decided to do is we'll replant this bed with what we salvaged, plus all the seedlings we've got going now that need to be out here. This bed here, I'm going to fill with, on top of what's already here, I'm going to fill the rest of it up to capacity with the square foot gardening mix, Mel's mix. And then I can do comparative testing. You know, a particular type of tomato here, and directly across from it, that same potato type right there. And then I can compare the two soils. They'll get the same basic watering. I think that one's probably going to take more than the square foot gardening mix, but same basic watering, same basic fertilizing, same plant care, and just kind of compare plant performance and output. It'll be interesting. So this is where we're at now. I'll See you on the next little bit of this video. Alright. Final chapter, hopefully, of the rodents in the hoop house nightmare. See where we're at here. Let's see. Everything's built up, wired in. Heat is on. It's about 30 outside. It's trying to snow. And we're looking at 66, 67 in here. And we've got 2 trays right down there of leaf lettuce. Well, one of them is half head and half leaf. The other is all leaf. 3 different varieties of lettuce. Then we have our red star that we saved from the rodents. They've been indoors since we cleaned it out. Right there, volunteer tomato, or potato rather. And I'll pull him and a couple others I found out, pull them out of there and do the 5-gallon bucket deal with those. But that's where we are. We've got all of this lettuce to get put in here, and this bed is 3 by 15, and there's probably, with the seedlings, there's probably 200 head of lettuce here, but it'll only take about half this bed. It'll all get cropped out, and we'll fill in the spaces with some winter carrots, some more onions, radishes. Might throw a few early beets in there to see what happens. And there we go. Hopefully we're rodent proof. Thanks for watching this extra long multi-clip video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.